From the creators of South Park, That's My Bush. Don't miss the series premiere in 4 days, only on Comedy Central.
We're not afraid, we're terrified. We're not alone, we're petrified. Talk to me, walk with me. Talk the talk, walk the walk. Laugh the laugh, heal the scratch. Shut up and talk, shut up and talk, shut up and talk. G-Love, special sauce. Show me love, G-Love. Show me love. Anyway, you know, when I was a child, a young child, I never was a big fan of comic books like Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck. But then the superhero and gory and violent comic books came out. And then came wonderful ones like Spider-Man that were kind of violent and serious and adult-themed and seemed to connect with my own feelings of weakness, because the general theme of them was that weak people miraculously overnight became strong people. Is that a theme that appeals? Is that a theme that appeals to you as well?
Oh yeah, yeah.
How about you? Is that a big theme at the Angola prison in Louisiana, Jim?
They read a lot of comics down there, Ben.
I bet they do. I bet they do.
And other things.
Anyway, our guest today is probably the dean of the comic book business. Probably the most famous comic book creator, comic cartoon superhero creator that there has ever been in the history of comic books. Almost 60 years now he's been in this business. He created the Fantastic Four, the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, and many, many more. They just made his creation, X-Men, into a gigantic blockbuster movie. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who seems to be going stronger than ever, Mr. Stan Lee. This guy's amazing. I'm supposed to start asking you a question, but go ahead.
I was about to talk.
No, go ahead. Just
you're not going to. You're going to do all the talking. I'm leaving.
Just go ahead and start talking.
Now I was going to say I'm a perfect example of what you were talking about. I used to be thin and weak, and then I followed my own instructions in the comics, and now I am the man you see in front of you.
Now wait. Well, usually though, the men in your who become superheroes in your stories are touched by a curse or a spell or by eating radioactive waste.
Actually, Spider-Man was bitten by a radioactive spider. And we had a few other characters, I guess, who were in Daredevil.
No, you've had a number of characters who are involved with radioactive waste.
Daredevil. He lost his sight because a barrel of radioactive material liquid fell somewhere, and he was nearby saving the life of a man who was about to be run over by a car, and this thing fell off a truck and it splashed in his eyes. But don't worry, he gained a superpower due to that.
All right, but wait a second. What was it that transformed the Incredible Hulk?
Gamma rays.
Well, that's very similar to radioactivity.
See, I know absolutely nothing about science.
No
so
kidding.
What I do is I make things up. I had already used radioactive whatever it was. Now I wanted to do the Hulk, and I figured, well, we've used radioactive stuff. Gamma rays, that sounds good. I mean, I wouldn't know a gamma ray if it hit me, but it sounds
they are hitting you all the time.
Very good. They hit me all the time.
What about, tell us about your childhood. Where are you from originally?
Manhattan.
And what was your father's occupation?
He was an unemployed dress cutter. It was during the Depression, and the poor guy just couldn't get work.
And so did your mother work to support the family?
No.
Well, then who supported the family?
Me.
As an illustrator?
No, I was a writer. I worked with artists, and I was an art director, but I did the writing. And I used to do little cartoons. In the Army, I did posters and cartoons.
But you weren't in the Army when you were 10 years old either.
Not when I was 10, no, a few years ago.
But so you were an illustrator, a writer and an illustrator. So
No, a writer.
Writer. But you must have had some extraordinary talent at illustration.
Oh, yes,
from a very
extraordinary.
I mean, did you take classes in it, or were you self-taught?
No, self-taught. But I read a lot, and that's the only way to teach yourself to write, as far as I know.
But how about in terms of drawing? When you were drawing things?
I did draw. I drew in the Army, as I told you, or started to tell you. But I didn't draw in the comic book world because the artists there were much better than I was. I might have been able to get that good. I didn't have the time to learn. And I was able to write, and then I served as art director also. And that was fun. I worked with the artists. I made suggestions on how they should draw. And I was the editor. And it was the whole ball of wax.
What did you do in the Army? Were you a paratrooper?
No.
What were you?
I'd love to say I did something glamorous, but I enlisted, and they sent me to the Signal Corps, and I was supposed to be a wire splicer. You know, I'd go ahead of the troops overseas and fix wires for communication.
Great.
Just before they shipped me overseas, they found out I had done some writing. So they took me out of there, moved me back to Astoria, New York, where they had a training film division, and I spent 3 years writing training films and illustrating training manuals.
Doesn't training films have two meanings?
No, just one. Oh, I did something about venereal disease, though. Am I allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very funny. I think I won the war with this. I did a poster. I'm trying to find a delicate way to say this.
No, you don't. It's Comedy Central. You can say it any way you want.
Oh, that's right. Well, what was happening was a lot of soldiers were going overseas and having carnal knowledge of women, and they were getting venereal diseases. And the Army wanted them to know that after they've had a pleasant evening, they should go to what they called prophylactic stations, and they would do something to them that would make sure they didn't get venereal disease.
And that was what? Give them penicillin, I guess.
Sort of, in a very painful way.
Ugh.
But at any rate, I had to do a poster that would tell the troops that they should go to these stations after a wonderful evening. Now, how do you do that in one poster?
Yeah, how do you? That's a good question.
I drew a cartoon of a soldier like this. VD, not me. You know, little dialogue. They printed 100 million of those. They were all over the world. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay, so then the war's over, thanks to your poster. Oh, wait, and our war is just beginning. We have to fight the battle of the budget. We have to take a break, and then, hey, I've got a great idea. While we're taking this break, we'll go to the prophylaxis station, and you buy whatever is being advertised, and then we'll all come back and have some radioactive martinis.
Schlemiel. Schlemazel.
What the hell has Comedy Central done to the great American sitcom? From the creators of South Park, that's my Bush. Because a brilliant man deserves a brilliant sitcom. Premieres Wednesday at 10:30 after South Park. Only on Comedy Central.
It's here, waiting for you. Inside is unlimited strength and power. It builds confidence and reshapes your body. It can change everything. This is Bowflex, an entire gym-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 Health Club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance, all in the convenience of your own home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Bowflex is real. The results are real. The question is, are you ready for Bowflex? For a free video and brochure, call or go online at bowflexdirect.com. Do the research, listen to real customers, then place your order online and get started. Bowflex. Who said change isn't easy?
There's a new Visa with a low introductory rate that's right for you. Whether it's Aria Persona with a credit limit of up to $1,000, Aria Portrait with lower interest rates and no annual fee, or the privilege of Aria Platinum, the only card you'll ever need. Best of all, at Aria, you don't have to wait. Just visit us online at aria.com for a credit decision in 30 seconds, subject to verification. Or call the toll-free number and apply for your Aria Visa card today.
Comedy Central introduces the next wave of Ben Steinage. Beach Blanket Ben, the Ben Kahuna, Hang Ben, Muscle Ben, Longboard Ben, and Bikini Ben. Celebrate spring break with Barefoot Ben Stein and his money for new episodes. Special guest contestants, sunshine and surf in Venice. Win Ben Stein's money hits the beach with new episodes Monday at 7:30, only on Comedy Central.
The Daily Show with Jon Stewart has the press impressed. TV Guide says no show can match the barbed brilliance. Rolling Stone praises its charming cynicism. The Chicago Sun-Times declares that The Daily Show rates an A+ in late-night TV comedy. And the New York Times says The Daily Show is the smartest television show in the country today.
We as a country have peaked.
The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, weeknights at 11 only on Comedy Central.
We're back with more of Turn Ben Stein On with Stan Lee, one of the geniuses, maybe I'd say the leading genius of cartoons in America. And I'm curious to know, your superheroes are generally very powerful. They have amazing physical strength, but they're kind of lonely. Now, were you a lonely child?
I guess I was a little bit lonely as a kid. But
were you an only child?
Yeah, for 9 years, and then I have a younger brother who draws comics now. He draws the Spider-Man strip, the daily newspaper strip.
Excellent.
One thing you said, though, that I have to correct.
Oh, please.
You mentioned that Spider-Man was a violent strip, but it was this, that, and the other. I never thought of our material as violent. There was a lot of action. But violence is something I don't care for, and I tried to keep it out of the strips. It may sound synonymous to you, but I think there's a difference.
What's the difference?
Well, action is just a good guy fighting a bad guy, and you hope that he'll win, and you wonder how he'll get out of the trouble he's in. Violence usually implies torture or some scenes when you look at them, you go, ooh, you know, that's awful, or tormenting women and things like that. I try to stay away from anything that would make you grimace. Just good action.
Now, these guys have fantastic powers, but rarely are they sitting around at home with their families having a nice meal, and the kids are saying, Daddy, I love you so much. I had such a good time with you. Why is that?
Because you wouldn't buy the books. Because the people who buy the books about a superhero, they want to see the superhero fighting a villain. Now, there are a lot of things you don't see. You never see them going to the bathroom. You never see them paying their taxes, going to the...
Yeah, why is it?
They don't go to the dentist.
Do superheroes have to pay taxes?
Oh, they do, indeed. They have a lot of problems financially, but we try. We feel the reading public has enough to worry about. We don't want to heap more problems on them.
So let's get back to you, Stan.
I like that.
Yeah, you go back. We're starting with you leaving the Army, and what are the steps, real quickly, that got you into comic book superstardom?
Well, I applied for a job at a company, a publishing company, and they did comics. In those days, people who did comics were considered on the lowest rung of the artistic or creative totem pole. I figured I'll stay here for a little while and get some experience, then I'll get into the real world. But the more I started writing these and working with these great artists and realizing that I could do whatever my imagination allowed me to do, it became more and more fun. And before I knew it, I was middle-aged and I was still doing comics, and it was ridiculous, but I enjoyed it.
Were you working for Marvel? You became the head of Marvel at a certain point.
Well, before it became Marvel, it was called Timely Comics. It had a lot of names. I worked for a publisher. He was changing the name all the time for tax purposes. I never understood what it was all about. But when we started with Spider-Man and the Hulk and the X-Men, I realized we're on to something. By then, I think I was the publisher or something, or the editor-in-chief. And I said, let's change the name of the company, because we're now doing different type of stories. And for the first time, we're getting fan mail. People are writing about us.
Great.
So I thought of the name Marvel, which I thought was a great name.
What year was that?
In the early 60s.
Now, how did you come up with Spider-Man? I mean, did you just wake up one morning while you were shaving and thought, holy smoke, a radioactive spider?
You know, you must have been in the room at the time.
No, seriously, how did you do it?
I have absolutely no idea.
You don't remember how you came up with it?
Well, I've told this story so often that for all I know, it might be true.
Okay, well, let's take a chance.
I was sitting at my desk.
Because you're reaching a whole new generation.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I was sitting at my desk trying to get an idea, and suddenly I saw a fly crawling on the wall, and I was looking for a new character. And I said, wow, wouldn't it be cool? Well, actually, the word cool wasn't in vogue then. I probably said, wouldn't it be groovy? Wouldn't it be groovy if we had a hero who could crawl on walls? And lo, a legend was born. But I don't think it happened that way. I think I was just thinking, well, we've already got a guy who's the strongest man in the world. We got guys who can fly. They can burst into flame. They can do it. What's left? How about somebody who crawls on walls?
Excellent.
That's probably how it
Now, the essential theme of your comics is good versus evil. What is evil? I mean, what is essentially evil in this world?
I think people who hurt other people, whether they hurt them physically, economically, socially, morally, anyway, when you hurt another fellow human being intentionally, you've got to be evil.
Without provocation. Like Al Gore. Okay, now speaking of supervillains, our sponsors have asked us to show you these short training films. It's only going to take a moment, and you know what? It'll skip years and years of having to take painful medical treatments. So watch carefully.
From the streets of Tijuana to the shores of Atlantic City, the Anapals have traveled far and wide.
I'm taking the pipes.
Now they're on the move again. Catch TV Funhouse at its new day and time, Monday at 10, only on Comedy Central.
There's no beige in Las Vegas. The rest of the country is becoming very, very beige. All a committee can ever agree upon is beige. If you get 20 people together and have them paint a hallway, it's going to be beige. If you come to Las Vegas, one nut can make a lot of money and paint everything fuchsia. You can do whatever you want. It's like a big prom for middle-aged people.
Over the past 10 years, we've sold over 23 tons of Metrex drink mix, developed by a physician and powered by metamycin protein, engineered and scientifically proven to deliver results. Athletes from every corner of the world have discovered Metrex as the nutritional edge they need to be the best. Just imagine what it can do for you. Metrex, for the best shape of your life.
Right now, save 20% on all Metrex sports products, only at GNC.
That girl? One at the register? She takes me. No, check it out. She gave me this frozen Coke for free.
A Whopper says free food tastes a lot like love. Buy a Whopper and get your choice. Cheese and bacon topping, Hershey pie, or frozen Coke. Free.
You do know you're a moron, right?
In the land of burgers, the flame-boiled Whopper is king.
Comedy Central Sunday. What's cooler than having your own game show? A safe full of dead presidents and an IQ Bush would drop bombs for?
Olivier, pieces of 8, corned beef and potatoes.
Yes, sir.
A 6-hour marathon of Ben Stein being anything but himself.
Call me freaky.
Get face-to-face with back-to-back episodes of Win Ben Stein's Money during the Many Faces of Ben Stein Marathon. Tomorrow, starting at 2, only on Comedy Central.
Either I win or I was cheated. Welcome back to Turn Ben Stein On. Feeling a sudden surge of power. Today's show, I can't talk about anything anymore. My muscles are rippling out of my chest and bursting the buttons on my shirt. And
I have that effect on people.
Oh, my God, it's you, Stan. I didn't even... Anyway, you have a new business, and you have a unique kind of very, very interesting internet gambit that you're doing. Tell us about it.
Well, we formed a new site. We have our own site. The company is called Stanley Media, and our site is stanley.net.
Very
and
good.
we create, in fact, you're wearing the hat of the seventh
proudly
portal.
Wearing it.
And that is
seventh portal.
It's the first new group of superheroes that we created, and we're very lucky. We do them in animation on our website, and Paramount Pictures is using them for a brand new digital and virtual theme ride, for all their theme parks. And Mark Canton is going to do them as a movie, as a major motion picture.
Mark is a great guy. He can make it into a major motion picture.
And nobody ever does a minor motion picture.
Right.
You know?
Well, actually, I made a couple of them. They were minor. Do we all have an inner superpower? I mean, does everyone have an inner superpower?
I think everyone has an ability, has some abilities. I think it's incredibly tragic that so many people never get a chance to really show what they can really do. They don't have the opportunity. Because I think luck is the most important determinant in most people's lives.
You bet.
You know?
Gigantic. Now, do today's kids, you think, have as good imagination as the kids from the 50s when I was a child?
Oh, sure. I don't think that changes. I think you're born with imagination. How you use it, that depends on you, and it depends on your environment and the things that affect you.
But let's talk about today's kid who's sitting there watching TV all day or watching the internet, not your wonderful things, but garbage on the internet. Can he create as much of an imaginary world as a person who's outside in nature or outside on the streets of New York? I mean, isn't he already getting a recycled reality from the fake reality he gets through the television?
If he's got it within him to create things, all that will happen is what he watches on TV or the web or movies, it'll just spark him and stimulate him. If he doesn't have it within him to create things, he could be on the streets of New York, he could be... It's what comes from within. Look, we're affected by everything. We're all affected by everything we read, everyone we talk to, everything we see. But if you've got something within you, it's got to come out. Nobody can stop it.
Now, you've created I read here, over 100 superheroes. What are the elements of the classic Stan Lee superhero?
The one thing you have to do, whether it's a superhero or whether you're just writing a regular story, that it doesn't involve superheroes, you have to have characters that the reader cares about. If the reader doesn't care about the character, be he a superhero or not, doesn't matter how good the story is, you've got nothing. So you've got to make the characters seem real. Even if he's a guy who can crawl on walls and shoot webs.
He's got to have real weaknesses.
You have to believe in him. Therefore, you give him some weaknesses. You give him enough problems so that a reader can empathize with him. And that goes, I think, with all of literature, in all of fiction. You need characters that when you read about those characters, you say to yourself, gee, that could be me if I were in that situation.
Have you ever created any Jewish superheroes besides yourself?
You see, I always take the easy way out. If I talk to somebody Jewish, I say, all our superheroes are Jewish. If I talk to somebody who's Catholic, have you noticed how many Catholic superheroes we have? We don't say what their religion is, so...
I don't see too many of them davening on Friday night
They don't have rosaries either.
That's true.
No, we try to keep it really impartial.
What'd you say, G-Love?
Peter Parkerberg.
Peter Parkerberg, exactly. Well put. We're going to be back, Stan Lee and I, before you can say thwack, zap, and kerpow, so just stay tuned.
Up next, it's an hour of improv on back-to-back episodes of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Followed by Saturday Night Live, only on Comedy Central.
It's drive time. Get to Goodyear, where right now you'll get a $50 fast credit when you buy 4 selected tires on your Goodyear card account. That's $50 coming your way. For complete details from the retailer nearest you, call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Our job, helping people's feet. This rebar's bouncy stuff.
I hate walking on rebar. It's like a fire burning in your feet.
Our Dr. Scholl's Advantage Work insole has the advanced force line energy return system.
It's futuristic.
It's clinically proven to relieve foot and lower back pain.
Feels good, like my feet are getting help.
There's a new Visa with a low introductory rate that's right for you. Whether it's Aria Persona with a credit limit of up to $1,000, Aria Portrait with lower interest rates and no annual fee, or the privilege of Aria Platinum, the only card you'll ever need. Best of all, at Aria, you don't have to wait. Just visit us online at aria.com for a credit decision in 30 seconds, subject to verification. Or call the toll-free number and apply for your Aria Visa card today.
Party
to Go is remixed. 14 exclusive remixes of the hottest hits on one non-stop party jam. Backstreet Boys, Pink, Brian McKnight. You won't find these versions anywhere else but here on Party to Go Remixed. Montel Jordan, Joe. Party to Go Remixed. The hottest cuts. DMX. Sonic. And many more hits on this continuous mix by Thunderpuss. It's remixed. It's Party to Go. Call the number on your screen now. To order Party to Go Remixed, call the number on your screen or send $18.98 for CD or $15.98 for cassette plus shipping and handling to the address below. Rush delivery available. Call now.
If you could choose any company to stand behind your installed home improvements, who would it be? Sears.
Sears vinyl siding, eaves, and overhang look as great today on this home as the day they were installed. But what's just as important here is what you don't see, and what you may never have to worry about again. Cracking, flaking, and peeling paint that barely hides rotting wood, or scraped and dented aluminum panels. Imagine eliminating the need for yourself or anyone else to climb ladders, carry buckets of paint, or make messes scraping or sanding. Fact is, with Sears vinyl siding, eaves, and overhangs, the only maintenance you'll have to do on the exterior of your home again is wash it down with a garden hose.
Call 1-800-538-2004. If you call right now, you can get $375 off select vinyl siding. Call someone you can trust. Call Sears. With Sears Vinyl Siding, you can rest assured that your home's exterior is protected and virtually maintenance-free. Call 1-800-538-2004.
Comedy Central Movies presents Porky's 2. The Dirty Half Dozen is back.
Hey, baby, how's tricks?
And this time around,
Okay, I'm ready.
they're still horny.
Dirty rat, filthy little freak!
The sex-starved teens from Porky's are back for seconds. Porky's 2, tomorrow at 8, only on Comedy Central.
Welcome back to Turn Ben Stein On. We're talking with a real-life superhero, a man who made himself from a lonely kid into the god, the legend, the icon of cartoons, creator of Spider-Man, X-Men, many other fascinating characters, Mr. Stan Lee. Stan Lee, we've talked about what makes a great superhero. What makes a great villain?
Oh, the villain, in many cases, in most cases, is more important than the superhero.
Yes.
I mean, you see the same superhero issue after issue. You need new villains. And the superhero, the villain has to be, according to me, to my book, the villain has to be more powerful than the superhero.
Ah, because otherwise it's not an uphill struggle.
You're not concerned.
Yes.
You'll beat him. The villain has to be smart. He has to be motivated. It can't just be a guy who does bad things because he does bad things. That's a corny villain. Has to be a villain who has a reason for what he's doing.
Like something very bad happened to him as a child.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, if you remember the X-Men, did you see the movie?
No, I haven't. I'm
well, the
embarrassed
main
to say.
villain...
because my wife has seen it 3 times. It says I'm an idiot for not seeing it.
Oh, she's right. She's right.
She loved it. Just loved it. Loved it.
It was good.
So tell me about the villain.
Well, the main villain, his name is Magneto. He's the leader of the evil mutants as opposed to the good mutants. And he had been a young man whose parents had died in a concentration camp, a Nazi journey. That motivated him to do what he did in the movie. I won't give you the whole thing.
Okay,
but,
please don't.
But there was a basis for it. So I think it made him somewhat empathetic also. A villain should be empathetic.
How is the internet going to affect the comic book industry? Do you think it will blow the paper and ink comic books out of the newsstands?
No, not at all. The internet is just another form of entertainment and communication. It's like when television came along. Everybody said, oh, nobody's going to read books anymore. Book business is as big as ever. The internet is wonderful. I mean, I am all for it. It's going to be, to me, the most powerful medium of communication, of entertainment, and of commerce that the world has ever known eventually.
For those of us who have high tech in our portfolios, let's hope so. If you could become any one of your characters that you've created, you yourself, which one would it be?
Well, I've got to tell you, I'd rather be me, because I am having so much fun doing what I'm doing.
That's a wonderful attitude. On that happy note, we're going to say, Stan Lee, thank you so much for being here. We've enjoyed it very much. Thank you, Stan. You're a pal. Stan Lee, G-Love, special sauce. G-Love, Jeff, Jim, Special Sauce. Now, I know you're a big athlete. We typically now do 15 push-ups.
I'll watch you.
We're not afraid, we're terrified.
You're watching Comedy Central. Keep it here for improvised skits from those crazy Brits of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Coming up next.
Walk the walk, laugh the laugh, heal the scratch. Shut up and talk, shut up and talk, shut up and talk. I like it.